Hello, my name is Siobhan O'Connor, Assistant Director of Nursing, Nursing Practice Development Coordinator at CHI Tallaght. I'm tasked with the role of guiding you through this afternoon's proceedings. This is a first for me. I've never done anything like this on a virtual platform before. First off, I would like to congratulate you all, our newly qualified children's nurses who are joining us remotely today. Who would ever have thought that 2 years on into the COVID-19 pandemic, we are still hosting events like this on a virtual platform? Nonetheless, despite these restrictions posed on us all by COVID-19, we are celebrating and marking this significant event in your nursing careers in a meaningful way that is keeping us all safe and well. Today, we are celebrating the graduation of 5 groups of nurses, 64 nurses in total. 17 nurses from the Children's and General Integrated Degree Programme 2015, 16 nurses from the CGIDP Programme 2016 group, 21 nurses from the CGIDP Group 2017 group, 5 nurses from the Higher Diploma in Children's Nursing Programme 2019, and 5 nurses from the Higher Diploma Programme in Children's Nursing 2020. I would also like to welcome your parents, partners, families and friends who have joined us today. The silver lining in this dark cloud is that you can invite as many guests as you wish to your graduation when we're hosting it virtually. It's hard to fill a virtual event. Without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our Director of Nursing at CHI in Tallaght, Ms. Fiona Brennan, to address you. Some of you may know Fiona from your clinical placements at CHI in Tallaght. Indeed, many of you may be working with Fiona as staff nurses today. Over to you, Fiona.
Hello everybody. Congratulations. How wonderful it is to be here today to celebrate with you your nursing achievements. My name is Fiona Brennan and I'm the Director of Nursing here at CHI Tallaght and Connolly. I'm delighted to meet with you today as you celebrate with your family all over the world and with people that are here on screen with us today. Over the past number of years, you have come from novice to the experts that you are today and experienced some heartbreakingly sad days, some wonderful fun days, and all done with the support of your CPCs, your educators, your senior colleagues, and indeed the classmates here around you. I know that to work in children's health and to train as a nurse in the last number of years has had some real challenges for all of us. Thank you for the contribution that you and your classmates have all made. I say to the family around you, remember when each and every one of your loved ones come to work, none of us but those of us that are here recognise and know the highs and lows of each day for them. Be kind, care for the carers, pack that extra lunch, iron their uniform, and forgive them when they don't make that family dinner. To your classmates, I say keep in touch, because it's really your classmates and those people around you that are your nursing friends for the rest of your career. The future is bright for nursing. For children's nursing, the launch of the recent nursing strategy is a roadmap for your future career. The building of the new children's hospital is very exciting and provides endless opportunities for the children we serve. There are multiple possibilities in terms of caring for children closer to home, realising all the opportunities of e-health and supporting children and families to lead the best lives that they can have, whether it's a short-term illness or to cope with lifelong chronic illness. I say to you to enjoy today, to celebrate to where you've got to, and thank you very much for having me part of your celebration. Very best of luck.
Thank you, Fiona, for those words of wisdom. I would now like to introduce Ms. Anya Lynch, Director of Nursing at Tallaght University Hospital, where many of you attended clinical placement while completing your clinical component of your general nursing education. Over to you, Anya.
Graduates, families and guests, I am delighted to say a few words on this very special occasion. My name is Anya Lynch, Director of Nursing and Integrated Care in Tallaght University Hospital Adult Services, and it is my pleasure to address you as the graduates of 2022. Unfortunately, we need to remain virtual this year, but let me reassure you that this is no less a special day for yourselves and your families and for the nursing service. We are very proud of each and every one of you. 2020 is the year that changed the world, the year of the nurse and midwife, that we could not have expected or planned for. COVID-19 has changed the way we live, socialise, work, interact with each other and deliver healthcare. We have seen that continued in 2021 and it will continue into 2022. The pandemic has raised the visibility of nurses like never before and affirmed that they are indispensable to healthcare. I am very proud of the response of over 1,200 nurses in Tallaght University Hospital, each of whom have worked tirelessly to care for patients in very challenging circumstances. My nursing colleagues carry out their work with care, compassion, commitment and courage, using clinical expertise and complex skills, innovation, determination and tenacity. Patients and families have placed their trust in you as student nurses over the last 4.5 years. You have treated them with dignity and respect. Despite barriers such as masks and PPE, your touch, your reassurance, your eye contact and smiles behind the masks, your calm voice has helped them get through very difficult and frightening periods in their lives. In many cases, you needed to assume the role of family members who were unable to visit due to restrictions. You have made a difference in the lives of all those patients who have passed through Tallaght University Hospital. We also remember those who did not survive, and I know you will carry those memories with you for many years to come. You are on the cusp of a wonderful career with so many opportunities, and we are delighted that so many of you are staying with us in Ireland. You are the future of nursing, strong voices for further change, and you will champion issues like integration, social inclusion, diversity and global health. You are advocates, innovators and leaders. Congratulations once again. The future is bright with you in our healthcare world.
Many thanks, Anya, for those wise and inspiring words as always. At this point, it gives me great pleasure to introduce my colleague, Miss Tracy Wall. Tracy is the Acting Chief Director of Nursing at Children's Health Ireland and has a long and passionate history of caring for children in hospital, mainly in CHI at Crumlin. Over to you, Tracy.
Fáilte Roth. My name is Tracy Wall. I'm currently the Chief Director of Nursing at CHI, so Children's Health Ireland. I'm delighted to be here today with you all on a very, very special day. I remember it well, on your graduation. And it's a really, really important day for all of you here today. Qualifying as a nurse and being eligible to register as a nurse is a really, really major achievement, and one that I suppose has a huge amount of meaning to me. I have been working in the profession for many years now, and I'm still as proud to be a nurse and to be part of a team with all my professional colleagues as I was the day I first entered nursing, and particularly the day that I graduated. So it's a very, very special day for you all. Being a registered nurse brings a huge amount of opportunity for oneself to develop your career and to go onto a career pathway of your choice. And I suppose my advice to you today would be to take your time with that. Take your time, decide where you want to go, check out what suits you, what suits your needs, what the best version of you is in whatever speciality or route you choose. But it also is a gift in relation to what we as nurses can bring to our patients, and particularly the child and family in the instance and the environment where I work. We can influence often a very acute situation in terms of how we care for the family and the child through our skills in terms of interpretation, assessment, clinically escalating if that is appropriate, but equally in terms of how we are in relation to our engagement with that child and family. How we use kindness, how we use language, how we communicate, how we I suppose, lean upon empathy and compassion at the right time. And we also care for children and families who may be dealing with a chronic illness, and they may arrive to us as young infants, and they go on a journey with us, and often they're still with us until they're 16. And that's really important as registered nurses, how we can influence that journey for the child and transition on into adulthood and into adult services, which can be quite scary. And we can influence how all of that happens through the course of the child and family's lives. So that is really, really special. So congratulations again. I wanted to just talk a little bit about the future. And many of you will know that we launched our children's nursing strategy in July of 2021, a piece of work that I'm very proud of, and all children's nurses should be very proud of, because it leads the way for us in terms of our profession for the next 5 to 10 years. So really, really exciting, and we haven't had that opportunity before. I suppose if I was to describe the strategy, I would put it into 4 pillars. The first pillar being the clinical pillar, and that whole piece of us at the bed space and how we can advance our practice going forward in terms of service development, in terms of new treatments, in terms of evidence base for our own practice as nurses. But equally how we, at that clinical phase of our work, how we can advocate for our patients and particularly for the child and the family. That's hugely important. And the strategy calls out how we can actually do that. And there are so many opportunities in relation to carving out a career pathway for yourself in terms of that clinical route. Going down the specialty route, as I've alluded to already, but also specialising within the specialty. And we know that we have nurses leading the way in terms of services such as retrieval, in terms of ECMO, in terms of diabetes and some of the more chronic illnesses. So that pillar of the strategy is very important. The second piece I would allude to is education and training. And for you as graduates today, take the opportunity as they come in relation to developing your toolkit every step of the way. Education and training is ongoing for us within the profession. And it may be just attending a webinar, it may be a half day, a full day, right up to a level 9 in a specialist programme or into a master's programme. And my advice to you would be, take every opportunity on that road as you can. The strategy calls out how we need to develop further around education and training and how we can make it accessible for all nurses to actually develop their skill set in a very modern way, and very much including digital and ICT and how we care for patients as well is definitely the future. The third pillar is around leadership. And what we mean by that in the strategy is not that we're all going to be ward managers or assistant directors of nursing, but if that's the path you want, that's absolutely fine, and we would encourage that. But it's about leadership at the bed space and you being the leader in relation to working with the patient and the family and ensuring that they understand their condition, understand the clinical picture, and that you help them lead their own clinical pathway to a successful, healthy transition into adulthood. And that's really, really important. And the final pillar, which is really important and probably something that we don't talk about as much as we should, which is around the professionalism arm. Value that piece as registered nurses. It's a core value of ours that we are professionals in our own right, and that we take every opportunity to hold on to that and to enhance that in how we work and how we present ourselves every single day. Our values are strong and we need to make them stronger, and we're relying on the new graduates such as yourselves to help us with that. So there are 4 main pillars in our strategy as I see them, and it's a very exciting future. I'm hugely delighted to be part of it. From a children's perspective, we're on the road to our new children's hospital in the St. James's campus. It's really exciting. But that is just a building. What we need to bring with that are the people like you, to come and work there and shape the future in a really positive way for our children, our families, and for ourselves and our profession going forward. So before I sign off, a final congratulations to you all. Again, a really, really important day on your journey, and enjoy yourselves and celebrate well. Thank you very much. Slán.
Thank you, Tracy, for those motivating words. I never fail to be motivated and inspired by your enthusiasm. I have no doubt the graduates feel the same. Tommy Walsh and the clinical photography team at Tallaght University Hospital have put together a beautiful collage now as we present you with your hospital certificates, and that'll be followed by a blessing of the hands by Father John Kelly, our hospital chaplain.
Hello, my name is John Kelly. I'm a member of the Pastoral Care Team at Children's Health Ireland, Tallaght. Congratulations. Today is a day to celebrate, a joyful day for you and your families. Thank you for the many sacrifices you and your families have made during your years of study and also these past 2 years of pandemic. We honour your willingness to serve vulnerable and sick children. So we come to this service of blessing of hands. I invite you to take a moment, maybe just to pause and to look towards your hands. And we ask and invite the God of health and the God of healing to be with us. Blessed be your hands that touch life. Blessed be your hands that have felt pain. Blessed be your hands that embrace with compassion. Blessed be your hands that express care. Blessed be your hands that touch with kindness. Blessed be your hands that reach out in friendship. Blessed be your hands that show love. Blessed be the hands that you bring comfort to the sick, especially our sick children.
Thank you, John. I always love that part of the graduation ceremony. Thank you. Now we would like to welcome our Tallaght University Hospital Choir, who will be joining us to share their very own song, One Heartbeat, written by your fellow Tallaght University Hospital colleagues about the challenges faced throughout the past 2 years. The choir adhered strictly to national public health guidance during the recording of this performance. Enjoy this song, One Heartbeat. It's especially for you, our graduates.
The smile that comes from singing together, the purest note of every song. It resonates from deep within, a powerful sense we all belong. One heartbeat, one song. As we sing together, we know that we belong. Our joy is joined in music, our hearts singing as one. Our voices blend together in harmony. We are strong. One heartbeat, one song. As we sing together, we know that we belong. The lonely road we've been on like birds that sing while flying free, uplifted by our energy. One heartbeat, one song. As we sing together, we know that we belong. One heartbeat, one song, one song. As we sing together, we know that we belong. We belong. As we sing together, we know that we belong.
Thank you to the choir for that beautiful music and singing. Thank you. Marion Ryan will now speak on behalf of the newly graduated nurses.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is a privilege today to be able to represent the graduates from the Children's and General Integrated Nursing Programme and the Post-Registration Children's Nursing Programme in affiliation with Trinity College Dublin as part of our virtual nursing graduation ceremony. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the many staff who have assisted us to complete the programme successfully. Firstly, I would like to thank Miss Fiona Brennan, the Director of Nursing for Children's Health Ireland at Tallaght, and Miss Anya Lynch, the Director of Nursing and Integrated Care for Tallaght University Hospital, for facilitating our clinical placements throughout our training. I wish to extend this thanks to all other external placement sites who have also facilitated our clinical training. I would like to thank the Nurse Practice Development Team in both CHI and TUH, including the Nurse Practice Development Coordinators, the Student Allocations Liaison Officers. I would also like to express our sincerest appreciation to the Clinical Placement Coordinators, both past and present, and the Programme Coordinator of the Higher Diploma in Children's Nursing, who have acted as our advocates and offered invaluable support throughout our courses. I would also like to say a thank you to our lecturers and tutors at Trinity College Dublin. I am sure that all of my colleagues would agree with me when I say that many hours of hard work, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, have gotten us here today. Our sincerest gratitude must be extended to the clinical nurse managers, clinical nurse specialists, clinical facilitators, preceptors, and members of the multidisciplinary team, whom, without their knowledge and expertise, teaching, and patience, we would not be where we are today. I would also like to say thank you to the patients, parents, and their families for teaching us the most valuable lessons which will stay with us forever. Last but not least, we would not be here without the support of our own families and friends. Your unwavering love and kindness and support when we most needed it cannot go unrecognised today. An enormous thank you is extended to you all, especially for any sacrifices taken along the way. Today, as we attend our virtual graduation, a graduation in a way that was unheard of when we commenced the programme, we are able to reflect on our fantastic achievement, how far and how resilient we have become. For this, we should be proud. As we all begin our journey as new staff nurses and go our separate ways, I would like to say congratulations to us all and wish all of us the very best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Marion. It was a pleasure to support you all during your clinical placements at TUH and CHI at Tallaght. Our virtual graduation is now drawing to a close. Before we say goodbye, I would like to take the opportunity to acknowledge the tremendous work of the clinical placement coordinators, the programme coordinator for the Higher Diploma in Children's Nursing, and the student allocations officers, liaison officers, who support the nursing students during the clinical placements throughout the education programmes. These people are instrumental in guiding, supporting, facilitating and monitoring practice-based learning among the nursing students. Likewise, our clinical nurse managers and staff nurses who act as preceptors provide practice-based teaching and learning in a supportive clinical environment for all nursing students as they journey through their clinical placements. A special word for the clinical nurse education facilitators who support and guide the graduates in their role as registered nurses. I would also like to thank Tommy Walsh and his team for making this virtual event possible. Thanks Tommy, Chelsea and Stephen. Finally, I would now like to take this opportunity to congratulate you, the graduate nurses, once again, on behalf of all my nursing colleagues here in CHI at Tallaght and Tallaght University Hospital. To our 54 newly registered children's and general nurses from the 4.5-year integrated degree programme, and to our 10 newly graduated registered children's nurses from the Higher Diploma in Children's Nursing programme. We are truly very proud of each of you today and your achievement. We are especially in awe of your achievement, remembering that, as if we could ever forget, many of you your education was completed during extraordinary times. When most of you commenced your programme of education from which you are graduating today, we had not even heard of COVID-19, and a global pandemic was beyond our wildest imaginations. Since then, not only have you completed a demanding programme of education, but all the more challenging during a pandemic. Most of you cared for patients during the early stages of the pandemic, before vaccines were available and when patients were unable to have their loved ones with them in hospital. We are very conscious of the personal commitment you made and you gave to your patients and their families at that time, and continue to give to them today as some of the strict restrictions remain in place. For that, we say a big, big thank you. We wish you every success and a long and happy nursing career. If I may, a word to your parents, partners, family and friends who have supported you through the difficult times when you were under pressure to meet an assignment deadline while on clinical placement, or before exams, or after a difficult shift. This is a day of celebration for you too. Thank you to all our guests for joining us online on this special occasion. The celebrations for this special milestone in your nursing career are very different today and this year. Nonetheless, I hope you can make time to celebrate your achievement. Have a lovely evening wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Take care.
Thanks everybody. Congratulations guys. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done, everyone.